purpose of any piece of copy or content is to get your reader to read to the end, or at least to get to your call to action. And the way to do this is what copywriters call the slippery slope technique. So there's a few different ways you can make the slippery slope technique work in your writing too. It's called that because the idea is they read one thing and they can't help but read the next and the next and the next, and they kind of fall down this slippery slope till they get to the end, to the call to action. So the first tip I want to share with you to help make the slippery slope work for your writing is to ask questions. Making your headline a question, making your subhead a question really helps invite that reader into your world and intrigue them enough to keep on reading. So asking questions is a great way to keep people reading your work. Using future pacing in your questions works really well. So imagine your reader in the future, in the place they want to be. And the quickest way to do that is just to start your questions with "what if you" or "imagine if you," and that becomes your question headline. And it really works to help the reader imagine where they want to be in the future and then hooks them in to keep reading the rest of your work. So questions are the first slippery slope technique. The second one I want to share with you is keeping your sentences short. It seems so obvious, but honestly, 5-6 word sentences. If you ever get emails from somebody where each sentence is a few words long and then the next sentence and the next sentence and then there's no paragraphs, it really does entice you to read. And you will notice it in my work a lot. I use this technique quite a lot in that you just really short. You will write a sentence, then cut it in half. So make your sentences really, really short. It helps people keep on reading. And the third slippery slope technique I want to share with you today is fascinations. So fascinations is a copywriting technique. It's what copywriters call instead of bullet points. So bullet points tell people what they're going to find when they're inside. Fascinations intrigue people to want to find out more. So fascinations often start with the words how, why, what, and when. And they will entice the reader to, instead of saying, if you click this button, you will get my free download. You might say, if you click this button, you will understand the biggest thing that gets in the way of marketers today, or how to overcome the biggest struggle faced by business owners. So you're using intriguing how, what, why, when based questions rather than telling people exactly what they get. And that's called a fascination. So using fascinations is a great way to keep people reading and keep people clicking. So those are my 3 slippery slope techniques for you today. Asking questions throughout your copy and using future pacing in your questions. Keeping your sentences so short, shorter than you should think they should be, really, really helps, particularly with email. And the third way is using fascinations, not bullet points. Don't tell people what they are going to get when they click. Intrigue them to be like, okay, what is it that I'm going to get? Intrigue them enough to click.